folks, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician here, making another video for you out of Boise, Idaho. And I'm just going to make a quick video that shows you how I solder automotive wires together. Now, what I call it is I actually call it splicing them together. And so as you can see, I've got some wires here. Now, the first thing I've done is I've separated all my wires out away from the one that I'm going to be splicing together, okay? So I've got all my wires out of the way. I got a good area to work and all that other good stuff. Then the second thing I do is I go and I strip a little bit off on each side, all right? And I expose some of the wire there. And then from there, what I do is I splice them together. Now, as you can kind of see, what I've done is I've twisted them together a long ways. If you do it like this in the automotive world with solder, I can pretty much guarantee you that solder joint, that splice, is going to last longer than you're capable of living. So this is why I do it like this, and I call it splicing it together. A lot of people will take these two wires and they'll twist them together and they'll cap them off, or they'll solder it like that. You can do it like that, but this way is just a lot neater, it's a lot cleaner, and easier to deal with. So once you have that, then you're going to take your solder gun and you're going to hold it on the bottom of these wires here, okay? And you're going to get those wires nice and hot, and you'll know when they're ready because your solder is going to melt right onto that splice that you have. You know what? It might actually help if my solder gun were plugged in. I bet you it's not plugged in into the wall. Hold on just a second. Okay, yeah. Whatever you do, don't forget to plug your solder gun in. So make sure your solder gun is plugged in, and then once you've spliced everything together like that, go ahead and hold that solder gun underneath there. Almost hot enough. And there we go. So now that wire's good and hot, just go ahead and solder it all together. You see how that solder gets in there now? It gets all inside of that wire. We'll then let it cool off. And after it's cooled off, straighten your wire. I'm going to tell you right now, that electrical connection is not going to come apart. Now go ahead and take your heat shrink and move it down over that and light it, and either insulate it with that or go ahead and wrap it real good in a thick layer of electrical tape, and you're good to go. Okay, let me see if I can get that on camera for you one more time. So we've already made this solder connection. So now we're going to make this one. And so again, what we've done is we've stripped the wire back to expose the wire that we need. And instead of twisting them together, we've spiraled or wrapped them together long ways. So now you're going to take your soldering gun or wand or whatever you want to call it. Okay. You're going to put it underneath here. Alright, and you're going to wait for just a little bit for those wires to get nice and hot. And you'll know when they're hot because your solder is going to melt right onto them. See, there you go. Okay. Just get plenty of solder on there. See, it's gonna seep all through those wires. And that is a solder connection, or a solder joint, that's not gonna go anywhere. And in my opinion, you can't make a better solder joint or connection than that. So then let it cool off. And just give it a little tug. You may even feel, because you heated up those wires, may even feel a little warmth down in here. That's okay. Give it a little tug, and there you go. You're good to go. So there you go, folks. It's really pretty straightforward on how to solder wires together. I kind of enjoy doing it, to be honest with you. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for watching my videos, and thanks for supporting me and the family and everything that we do here on YouTube. If you have any questions, shoot them to me in the comments. We can trade emails, all that other good stuff. This is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, signing off.